Hey guys, in today's video, we're going to continue Cell's story on his journey through alternate realities. This time we'll see how Ultra Cell arrived in the universe where Vegeta was the god of destruction. So grab your lunch, turn off the lights in the room and leave your like on this video. And also subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss any stories like this one. And share this video with your friends to follow this saga with you. After Cell kills Goku and Gohan, then destroys the solar system, he decides to go to another reality to get more and more power to become the most powerful being in the entire multiverse. Cell creates a portal to the nearest universe using a micro version of his time machine implanted in his body. After generating the portal, he enters it and goes to another reality. The reality that Cell had just entered was a reality where Vegeta had become the god of destruction. In that world, when Vegeta first met Beerus and everything that involved the gods of destruction, he swore to himself that he would become a god of destruction and do whatever was necessary to achieve that goal. Vegeta then trained for years and years to increase his power level absurdly until one day he came to the conclusion that he needed to go back to being the cruelest prince he once was if he wanted to achieve that rank. So Vegeta leaves his wife and children to go continue his training on another planet. On that planet, the same Vegeta exterminated all living beings in that universe to become as evil as possible. Until one day, Vegeta had an idea. He returned to Earth and met with Whis to ask for a favor. Vegeta wanted Whis to take him back to when Majin Buu had just arrived on Earth, as he wanted to do something that, according to him, was important. Whis then accepted on the condition that Vegeta would have to do it in less than 5 minutes, and so Vegeta accepted. Vegeta wanted to meet with Babidi so that he could give him the Majin mark, and after threatening him several times, Babidi gives in and marks Vegeta with the Majin mark. Vegeta then goes back to his correct timeline moment. Now he was more powerful and more evil than ever. So Vegeta started ravaging populations and then entire planets just to satisfy himself and try to impress Whis and Beerus. The Saiyan Prince knew that this alone would not be enough, so he decided to go after the Dragon Balls that were with Bulma, and so he stole the Dragon Balls and summoned Shenron. He asked Shenron that every person he kills, that person's power be passed on to him, and so the Wishing Dragon did so. Vegeta hunted down and killed all the Z warriors, his ex-wife and children, and absorbed the power of all those he had killed, until there was only one of them all left, Son Goku. Goku and Vegeta then faced each other after all this slaughter, and after years, the difference in power between both rivals was uneven, because at that moment, Vegeta was much stronger. The Saiyan Prince then managed to fulfill his biggest dream, defeating Goku, and after killing Goku, the prince manages to triple his power by absorbing Goku's powers for himself. Vegeta, then boasting of his power, had called Beerus to a fight, and if he won, he would then get the position of Beerus. The combat between the two started outside the atmosphere. The battle was intense and several planets around had been destroyed, but in the end, Vegeta had managed to kill Beerus. In addition to having absorbed all of Beerus's powers, the Saiyan Prince had become at that moment the new god of destruction of Universe 7. Months after that, Vegeta had taken over the Earth and created his own kingdom on Earth, thus becoming King Vegeta, and it was at that moment that Cell had arrived in this universe. He had appeared on Earth and he was feeling lost in that devastated and visually destroyed land. Cell then starts walking the Earth in search of something, and all he can find is a village of people hiding and protecting themselves. Curious, then Cell approaches to analyze what was happening in that universe. When approaching, Cell is scared to see that one of those refugees was Android 16. Cell then thought, how could that be possible? Okay, another reality. army, so I shouldn't be impressed by it. Android 16 then says, "Cell, how is it possible to be alive? You to be alive?" Cell replies, "It's a long story. I should ask how you're alive." Android 16 replies, "You must be confusing me with the first Android 16. I was created by Bulma years later as a tribute to the first 16. Cell then says, "Indeed, that makes sense. Could you tell me what happened here?" Android 16 then says, "Many years ago, the Saiyan Vegeta had freaked out to take the place of the god of destruction from Beerus, and that indeed happened. Now he's become a tyrant ruling the land, calling himself the king of the land, King Vegeta." Suddenly, an army of men approach that refuge, and Cell along with 16 can feel the presence of this army. "Either way, Vegeta's army is here," said 16, while Cell had a weird idea. Cell teleports in front of the army who doesn't understand and is confused to see Cell. The villain then fires several ki blasts at each of the soldiers, killing them. Cell realizes that one of the soldiers he didn't hit, so he has an idea. Cell, carrying a ki blast on his finger, says, "Run away and tell Vegeta I'm here to kill him." Seeing that Cell had protected them, those refugees celebrated screaming while hugging each other. While the celebration went on, Cell could only think about what would happen after Vegeta's soldier alerted him. Minutes after, the soldier spared by Cell escapes. He manages to arrive at Vegeta's castle. He enters desperate and interrupts Vegeta's meeting with Whis, making the current king of the earth angry. Vegeta, then totally furious, says, "You better have a good explanation or I'll kill you myself." The fearful and anxious soldier says, "Sir, our troop was decimated in moments by a green warrior. He forced me to go back and tell you that he was coming." Vegeta then asked, "Green warrior? But that shouldn't be possible. I killed Piccolo years ago." The soldier replies, "The warrior was more like a robot, my King Vegeta. It's like he was an android, just like the ones you faced in the past." Angry Vegeta says, "It can't be who I think it is." Whis then decides to speak. "Mr. Vegeta, is it really necessary to have killed the soldier?" Elsewhere, Cell was talking to Android 16. Cell was being updated by 16 with the details of what had happened these past few years on Earth. "I know it's a lot to ask, but could you deliver these supplies to another refuge 2 hours south of here?" He asked for Android 16 for Cell, who only accepts as he had ulterior motives with that. Cell then takes the supplies and teleports to this other refuge that was being led by Master Roshi, who is impressed to see Cell alive, but doesn't care about it because he was in a hurry to flee that refuge, as another wave of Vegeta's soldiers was there and coming. Cell then prepares to receive that army that was minutes away from the refuge. Cell calmly walks toward the hundreds of soldiers in front of him, and with just one Kamehameha, he kills everyone there without any difficulties. Before he could leave, Vegeta appeared, and Cell was impressed by the level of power Vegeta had achieved. Vegeta, smiling, says, "Apparently you're not from this universe. Whis told me. So let's skip the preliminaries and just go kill yourself," said Vegeta, raising his ki, while Cell also raises his ki, smiling and getting ready to face Vegeta. Will Cell be able to defeat this version of Vegeta, or will we see Vegeta kill Cell and gain the powers of the higher instinct? We will only be able to find out in the next video, because in today's video, we will end here. If you like the video, please like it and share it with that friend who is a Dragon Ball fan, and that you guys can comment together on the theories that you have of how you think this story will end. That's all there is to it, and I will catch you next time. Adios.